got a few things out of place. I should probably fix that, even though I already hit play. Let's go ahead and set this correct. There we go, there's that. This sidebar needs to disappear. Let me go ahead and drag my webcam a bit more to the side. Why not? Like so. Go ahead and make this a bit bigger. I'm not going to have anything else running in the background since I'm just planning to focus on this mainly. I was working on this a bit earlier. I got distracted, which is why I started streaming a bit later. Basically, I have this CSV file right here that I've just filled with a bunch of dummy information for now. And then I'm using this script to read it all in so that I can get information just from a CSV file as a kind of like a database and whatnot. Easy way to edit all my information. And then this script basically opens the file and then gives me the information. So what I really need to do now for this is I need to create a new class, create new script. I will call this monster data. Create. Is this really how I want to go about it actually? Probably. I mean, yeah, this, no, does that really make sense? I'm doing it like this because I don't want to keep all the memory constantly loaded. Well, first of all, let's go file, close. Perfect. And I do want this to return a value, but what do I want it to return? I'm definitely thinking I do want this as a resource. Let's say variable ID equals 0. We'll even typecast it just because that's a good thing to do. PCs as string equals nothing. And then what other values did I put in here? Go type equals how do I want to go about this? For now, I'll just say string, same thing. And then we'll go stats, HP, like so. Because I'd rather store stats as a dictionary just because. Like so. This is all generally temporary before I plan things out. I'm just prototyping at this point. So now that I have this, I'm gonna go back to the database script. Wait, I need to go back here. Class underscore name monster data. Back to the database. Monster data. Return data equal data of monster equals monster data dot new control X of this. Don't need to print it for now. That can go later, so let's just say this dot split again, but for the comma, I don't think there's any spaces in it. Let's go ahead and move this up here. Have that section done. And then we have CSV split equals this. And then we can go data dot ID equals CSV split of 0. And just take care of all of it. We have the ID, then we have species, and then I have type, and then I want stats, like so. HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense. Speed. Something like that. So let's see, we make a new data and then we return the data. Which means now I can go print and be more specific and call, like, I don't know, species. Hit play. Whoops. Looks like there's something there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only goes to 7, so I added something extra. ID is in spot 0. No. Problem is that ID is not listed in there, so instead it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now if I want ID, I'm actually already passing that in, like so. Let's just take care of this for now as well. monster database, add. Perfect. So now gets that. How else do I want to take care of this? Let's say I have create new folder. How do I want to call this? I'll just call it dynamic data. Create new script. We'll call this monster. I'll even give it a class name, as well as resource. Did I do that for the other one? I don't remember. Yes, I did. Alright, so now that we got a monster, we can say function I wonder if there's a good one here. We'll just go initialize, I guess. We can have variable how do I want to describe this? Let's start with this. Variable species underscore ID equals 0. Can I override this with ID? Let's do that. Go to database and say monster equal get monster from ID of 0 dot no. I need to do this. Say new, add a dot. Or not new. How does this work? Let me Google that really quick. What does this say? Not what I'm looking for. Is this what I'm looking for? So I guess I can try doing this. Let's do that. Comment this out so things update. Dynamic monster. Like so. And then I can go ahead and say monster equals of monster load monster resource file path mon dot is this really what I'm looking for? Not really. Possibly. Regardless, this is just give me a 0. But it doesn't. It's equal to null. Does this help? This doesn't actually load anything like I wanted it to. I think it was exactly what I needed actually. 00, that makes sense to me. So this initializes it with a species ID of 0. And if I were to go back to this and say 1, I get a 1. Perfect. What's next? There are other stats I need, like level. A few things I really need. And actually, I will do this so that I can inherently go species ID equals underscore ID, and then level equals underscore level. Let's see. So I need to go here and say variable this. Is this not how this works? Variable, the variable, then you say second, setting, getting. What if I were to say function get species underscore ID? Like so. This is still errored out, so it's probably not accurate. What does this say? Variable, all that to the equals. So it's saying to does this work? Let's go to the database and just say, oh yeah, I have to give a level now. Doesn't matter. Mon dot species ID equals 3. Does this allow it? Let's try this. How does this do? Nothing, I suppose. Let's just say print species ID as well. Just a 0. Even though I'm setting it to a different value in there. How do I want this to work? If I can't set it through code, it's not worth it to just mess around with this. So I'll just leave things as they are and just leave it all open. I could always fix that later if I have to. What else am I working on? Well, function calculate stat var stat underscore name and say what? Variable stats HP attack defense special attack special defense speed, something like that. Let's go to monster data, call this base underscore stats why is this bad? Actually, I don't need this. There must be an error in the monster, yeah. Just from me messing with things. Now I can go stats of stat name equals 10. What is wrong with this? Oh, yeah. There we go. And now here, function, call this all stats. Calculate stat HP. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll say specifically for this one, calculate HP stat. Just because I want HP calculated differently. So we'll just call this here. In fact, I need these to return integer values. Like so. Actually, yeah, this is what I need. I need to say Control X that. Do that. Is that really necessary? I don't think it is. Let's just set the values. This all works as it needs to. Calculate all stats. Print. Actually, I can do this a bit easier as well. Print HP stats of HP. Print this like so. But instead I'll put this here. Do this. Hit play. This should be like 60 in all 10s. Oh, right. This isn't a string. Well, it is a string, but it's not like the name. There we go. So now if I were to say get, I think it's monster database dot get monster from ID, species ID dot base stats HP and we'll do that. But base stats of stat name. There's no math involved yet. Anyway, that makes sense to me. Because now if I say 0, yep, that all makes sense. Let's actually do this though. Actually, I can drag this over to show what I'm doing on this database. Actually, I don't want to do it like this. If I were to say I don't know, I'll have to configure the Excel document properly later. We'll do this. For now, let's do that. And what are the other stats I want to do? I'll start with just hitting delete. Now I can just type this in quickly. Some people may know where I'm getting this from. It's probably a fairly safe assumption, but it's all prototyping anyway. Alright, like so. Save that. Control C. override that, hit Control S. Where is this saving it to? Into my documents folder. I'll have to Control C and then reapply it. Now my data should be a bit updated. Yep. But now if I use 2, that displays that all accurately. Hopefully that's efficient enough. What else can I work on? Same thing, probably. So let's continue on. Now that I can load data from the CSV file, I don't have to store things in dictionaries all the time. I can just load it as I want it to. Next up, technically this is all the prototype information I probably need. What if I were to say, create another sheet, and then I need to go, how do I want to store the information? I could do like, say, these are terrible names, by the way. We'll do that. For this one, actually, we'll give junk names to the default one because that'll make things a bit more obvious. I'll rename this sheet. Call this that's what I'll name the sheet. I'll need to make a new section in here. Create new folder. Call level up movesets. Tag this. Save as. I'll put it in the same spot. Then I'll take this. And move it over. We'll do that. Function get move sets from ID value int print. I need to do all of this. And go variable data equals database dot split comma in fact, I'll type out this. Control C. And the split is actually this. Print out data. Now we can test this by going get move sets from ID 0. Let's see, I think Godot is just giving me problems. So I'm going to go ahead and restart it. Come on. I don't think that fixed it. Does this work? It doesn't seem to. Perhaps it doesn't like me putting that in the file. Let's try That could be funny. Just to show what I'm doing is I'm just replacing the spacers with this. Seeing if this changes anything. I think that fixed it. Possibly. But I do need to remember. Oh. It may not have been necessary to fix it. I was just reading the wrong thing. We got one. Is my database weird? No. Why is it switching those positions? Or is it just showing it as an array of something? Two should show nothing. It should error out. It does not. This is not displaying information the way I want it to. I'm going to reformat this. And I just realized I forgot to reopen this. No one's been able to see anything I was doing. What if I were to say do that, I guess? Not really formatted the way I would like it though. Sure, why not? That looks about right. Save. Copy it over. So now what happens if I just gives me that? I don't know if that's really how I want to format this. Sure, let's say for index in range of 0 to database dot size, say -1. What does this do? That is the question. So I get that. Not really what I'm looking for. This is ID underscore value. Dot split with a comma. So now I just need to go data index go and that is because I missed this. Hit play. What do we got going here? Move, but it doesn't make it to the end, so I really gotta get rid of this -1. Let's hit play. Yep, that gets all of that. Next up is I want to say instead of index, I will go say index 0 and call this one I. Go I index plus equals 2. Actually, I need to do this like so. Wait, I don't want a second line. I'll just go plus comma space data index +1, and this will be divided by 2. Something like that. Does this work how I want it to? 1, move name 3, guess 6, fight. So yes, that does display properly. So what else do we want to get from this? Or how is it gonna interpret this is the better question. What if I said current underscore level int, and we'll say this is level 3, and on here I just need to go if data of index is equal to level or current level, print the name, so data +1. So now we can get a level up the move name from that. This has to go 2 ints, like so. And that gets the move name. Perfect. What's next? This way of storing information, while interesting, I think I want to adapt it to be a bit more robust. So let's see. Could always try and do an SQL kind of thing. I think that would be my preference. What is this? Sure, let's see what this does. Project settings, plugins. What, it just exists? Let's go back and see what this does. Let me read this. I don't know, I'd have to look into that off stream because honestly, that'll take a bit of thought process to go through. Regardless, I think I've mostly achieved what I wanted to do on stream. Is there anything else to consider? Not really. I just achieved the goal of streaming for the day, so I'll just end it here. Unless anyone quickly wants to comment for me to continue working on something, if they want to make a suggestion. Alrighty then. I'll just end the stream then.